Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? So, hopefully, we went live. I don't know. I'm not going to check YouTube. I just have StreamYard up and running in one side of my screen. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's doing fine and dandy today on this December 29th. We're a couple of days away from the New Year's, and a couple of past days have been kind of interesting. So, we're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to talk a little bit about the news, everybody's favorite. I know that there's been some things that have happened, in regards to, some shootings and some stabbings and all that other crazy stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And I'm just fixing my screen here. So just bear with me, all. Y'all bear with me now. Let's see. I'm going to keep those changes. Uh-oh. Let's see. Did I just totally delete my... There it is. All right. Okay, so how's everybody doing? So I'm just going to do a quick roll call, and hopefully you're all doing well tonight, hopefully. So tonight we have Kathleen Music Lover, Nick Rodriguez, Double B, Art. How's it going, Art? And No Mike's, Pistol Pete. Let's see. Clint Buckaloo. Or is it Boogaloo? Dennis B, what's up? Let's see. Just going through these really quick. Scott P79, what's up? Ohio Gear Guy, what's going on, dude? Keenan, what's up, man? If any of you guys have not checked out Keenan's channel, check his channel out. He's got all these new fancy firearms, and I really like his demeanor while he makes his videos. Very calm, very soothing, and I like his videos. Kelvin is saying that there are... Where did that just go? Something just totally disappeared. Too many live chats at once. Well, that's okay. You guys can go and do what you want to do. If you want to watch this one, you can. If you want to be bored, watch it. If you want to go see some excitement, you can go to other chats. I guess Mac has one. Pistol Pete is saying Mac is a commercial channel. He might be true on that. I'm not sure, guys. Let's see. Peter K, what's up? So Dexter, Rudy, Ripcord, and that's it. I think that's all we've got right now, which is fine. We got 23 people watching. So I hope you guys did well over Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, hopefully you're enjoying Hanukkah and whatever else you enjoy in regards to holidays at this point. So just if you guys could let me know how the volume is going on. I want to make sure everything is up and running. It's been a while since I've actually done one of these live chats. So I just want to make sure everything's working. So if you could just give me a thumbs up that the sound is good quality, I would appreciate it. So we'll wait for those thumbs up. All right, so let's get started here. I want to talk about something that occurred really locally to me, actually. So, yep, thumbs up. Sounds good in Ohio. Sweet. So if you guys have not been paying attention to the news, there was actually a stabbing not too far away from me. It's about a 35-minute drive in Muncie, New York. And Muncie, New York is actually a heavily populated area for Hasidic Jewish people. And apparently during Hanukkah and celebration, a man walked into one of the homes where they were celebrating Hanukkah and decided to start stabbing people. So in the process of stabbing people, he stabbed 5 people. Not exactly sure if anybody died at this point, but apparently when the cops found him because he fled in a car, he basically ran away, fled in the car, and then when they found him, he was drenched in blood. So I'm fairly certain to say that, unfortunately, some people may have lost their life. I'm not sure. It's still saying that 5 have been wounded. Our beloved governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, has come out and said that this is an act of domestic terrorism, which he might be correct. I think anytime you try to, inflict terror and fear in people, then that can be considered terrorism, I guess. At the same time, he came up with this idea that's domestic terrorism. However, Mr. Cuomo, I would say that maybe you should relook at your gun policies here, because Muncie, New York is in Rockland County, and Rockland County is one of the most, if not, I'd say it's probably a little bit less difficult than New York City, but it is extremely, extremely difficult to get a concealed carry permit in Rockland County. So If that was the case, let's say, for example, people were able to actually get their firearms, and next thing you know it, they're carrying and they're concealing, maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have so many problems then. But again, that's just for another debate. But at the same time, what are we talking about? We got a guy who goes in with knives and nobody can stop him. Nobody can shoot him and nobody can put him down like the dog he may be. And in this case, obviously, Kathleen's saying we should ban knives now. And I would agree. Maybe we have to ban knives and spoons and hammers and baseball bats and everything else, including cars and rider vans and all that other stuff. Or better yet, we allow people to basically control their own fate, and we give people the right, or I don't say I hate saying give them the right. We acknowledge that people have a right to defend themselves wherever they're at. But we know that's not going to happen. We know that this governor of New York State is as liberal as it's going to be, and he panders to any group of people. So I would ask that if there are, by any chance, and I doubt it, that there are any chances that someone who lives in Rockland County, New York, who might be a part of the Hasidim community there, you would maybe educate your members and tell them to go out and get their gun permits and use their population size to control policy and have them vote against anti-gun policies. I think that is the best way to approach something like this. Yes, it's a tragedy, no doubt. But at the same time, let's start flexing our political muscle. Let's start telling these people, you know what, you got to get involved in the gun community. You've got to start, really pushing this agenda that, it's not enough to rely on police officers or government agencies to protect you. And the only real protection you have is yourself. So, I think that would be interesting to see what would be the ultimate end play on that one. Now, of course, one of the more, I guess, notorious shootings that we've had locally, well, I shouldn't say locally, but nationally in a little bit, a couple of months, has been the one down in Texas. So as many of you know, gunmen walked into a church and opened fire. Now, apparently it says here, gunman kills 2 at White Settlement Church. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I'm just reading the headline here. And he goes there before 2 members fatally shoot him. So apparently he walked in with a shotgun. He unloaded the one slug into somebody and killed that person. And next thing you know it, there were apparently 2 people in the church who were armed and who pulled their firearms, who, again, legally own those firearms and appropriately had them when they should. And they opened fire, killing the madman who came in. Unfortunately, an innocent person was killed by this madman. But actually, one second. It says 2 other people were treated and released at the scene for minor injuries they suffered when they hit their heads while they were ducking for cover. It says here, we lost 2 great men today, but it could have been a lot worse, and I am thankful our government has allowed us the opportunity to protect ourselves, said Britt Farmer, the church's senior minister. So it looks like 2 people were killed in this church. And then it goes on to say, Governor Dan Patrick, speaking at the evening news conference, highlighted changes in state law that ensured the right to carry concealed weapons in churches. So this should be a very, very loud and very, very clear statement that it is not the guns that are harming people. It is crazy people that are harming people. So we have 2 instances in a matter of 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, where we have one person going into a home, has no relationship with these people at all. As a matter of fact, they released his name, and I had it, but I lost it. And he was from Greenwood Lake, which is actually about 25 minutes from me, which is even more interesting. But the interesting part is that you have a crazy guy who walks into a house, doesn't know any of these people. He pulls out a knife and starts randomly stabbing people, then runs into his car and flees the scene. No one inside that facility had the ability to defend themselves. Yes, it's a knife. It's not a shotgun. But at the same time, knives kill people. They harm people. They can hurt you. Nobody could defend themselves at that point. They were helpless. Okay. They called the police. By the time the police arrived, the man had driven away. And of course, the police manhunt begins, and they do catch him I think about 30 minutes later. And then you have a situation in Texas where you have a guy who walks into a church with a shotgun and is able to shoot and kill apparently 2 people now, but is put down almost immediately by someone else who is carrying a firearm, who was able to defend the rest of those churchgoers. So at some point, there has to be a conversation of common sense here. They want to demonize the fact that guns are so bad, but it isn't just guns that are committing crimes. It's people that are committing the crimes. And these people are not only using guns to commit crimes, but they're also using other instruments to harm people. Knives, vehicles, blunt objects, you name it. So at what point do we wake up as a group of people, instead of saying the guns are bad? And again, depending on who the hands they're in, the guns aren't the issue. The issue is that we have people who are willing to hurt others just because. And until you change that problem, you're not going to really, I guess, get full peace in the world, so to speak. So let's see what some of you folks are saying. So Nick is saying White Settlement is a place name. So I'm assuming that's the name of the church. Again, I'm not sure. Dennis B is saying they will always vote for Democrats because some local Republicans want to strip the state. Man, this thing moves so fast. Let's see. Nick is saying they were armed security. The first GG made himself a target. Drawing too slow. The second GG took him out with one shot. So again, whether they're armed security or not, that, in my opinion, most of them are probably volunteers. I'm assuming that you're not going to necessarily get a paid police officer to come in and do that, at least not that I'm aware of, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Maximus is saying Dan Patrick is a snake. He was just pushing for red flag laws here in Texas and nationwide, claiming we must do something. Sadly, he is just capitalizing on this event for PR, which is probably true. I mean, what politician does not capitalize on some form of positive PR? I mean, that's what they do, man. That's what they're paid to do, unfortunately. And then Double B saying they know guns are not the issue. They just don't care. And you're right on that one. It's again, it's all about the narrative. It's about the idea of trying to keep, this idea in people's minds that they should be afraid of everything and anything, as long as it works with their narrative. And at the same time, like I said, you can go to any gun range where you have law-abiding citizens who are going out and just hanging out and having fun and shooting and competing and just the camaraderie of the event, and you don't see anybody getting shot at those places. Instead you see them getting shot in places of worship or in schools or at parties or whatever. So, I guess that's what you can say. So let's talk about firearms. Now, we can't show anything. We're not allowed to show anything because the YouTube gods have said if anybody shows anything on a live stream, the live stream will be taken down. Now, I'm not sure exactly how effective that is. I don't know how they would do that because of the fact that, are they watching right now? I'm not sure, but I'm not going to take any firearms out. So unfortunately, I can't, I can't show you some things. So what do I have coming up here? And now that we are coming close to the end of 1999, listen to me, where have I been? Now that we're coming close to the end of 2019 and we're getting into 2020, which I'm kind of confused about. Everybody's saying this is the end of the decade, but isn't 2020 to 2021 the final year of the decade? I'm not sure. Can somebody help me with that? So you figure you had 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? I mean, so technically, well, maybe they're right. Who knows? I don't care. Math isn't my strong suit. So, yeah. So, I have a couple of things coming for the new year. I'm kind of excited about it. I think it's going to be kind of cool. I have what is it? I got a couple of firearms that I've got that are still waiting to come in. So I didn't get an X compact Dexter. I actually got an X carry. So, I got an X carry, but I haven't gotten it. I also got another APX, which is the full FDE Centurion. Really excited. I love that gun. It's just really, really good gun. Just there's no aftermarket for it whatsoever, which is the only crying shame about the handgun. And then, of course, I've got, what else? What's the third one? Darn it, I can't remember. Isn't that sad? It's been so long that I can't remember. Let's see, a SIG, an APX, and oh, and another CZ. So I actually wound up picking up a P10S with the optics ready plate. And so I'm just waiting for those three to come in, plus two more. Oh boy. I'm actually waiting for the M&P Subcompact 2.0. I did pick up one of those, super cheap, by the way, in Gunbroker, under $400. So listen, I can't believe these guns are going for so cheap. And then I also got a VP9 SK coming finally. That was one that I had on the old bucket list. So I'm going to be getting those hopefully within the next 5 years or so. And hopefully in the new year, I'll be able to do those reviews. I got a couple of things coming up too. You know, I never did anything with the follow up on the APX RDO, which is fantastic. I'm going to show you this. It's not a gun. It's actually a box. This box right here contains my, what is it called? The Kingslayer from Swamp Fox Optics. So that bad boy's going back to them because it cannot hold a charge. I mean, I've had 3 different batteries in it, and all 3 batteries have failed completely. So I emailed them. They said it must be an electrical issue. No kidding. So they've asked me to send it back to them, and then they're going to replace it. So we're going to see. We're going to get it back. Yeah, hopefully it works. You know, from what I've reached out to a couple of people who've done videos on them, and they say theirs are working just fine. So hopefully when I get that back, it'll work. Because if not, I'm going to be pretty upset and frustrated with that. So yeah, I mean, the M&P 2.0 subcompact, I'm pretty excited about. I got to play around with it a little bit. It's a tiny little gun, man. It's really just a fatter version of a shield, which is kind of cool. It's a double stack. For those of you living in free states, you can have 12 rounds. Unfortunately for me, they had to be pinned at 10, which sucks. But at the same time, you know, you're getting just a thicker gun. And it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger than shield, but it's mostly like a shield. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. Not going to lie. Hopefully it shoots well. And let's see, the VP9 SK you guys know about. I mean, that's been around for a long time. I just got done playing with it. And I liked it. I liked the way it felt in my hand. So I said, screw it. I actually liked it better than the full size, which was interesting. And then, of course, the P10S, which I'm going to say to me might actually be the Goldilocks P10. I think it's not too big. It's not too small. It's kind of just perfect. So we'll see. But we'll find out. Let's see. So Dennis is asking, so when am I going to film the M9A3 versus the 92 LTT Elite? Well, Dennis, you have to send it to me, man. You have to give it to me. Because I don't have one. I don't have an LTT. So when you want to give it to me, let me know, and I will do it. Because I'm not sending you the M9. That's not happening, buddy. Yeah, I'm greedy. Let's see. Scott's saying my P38 just dropped off the gunsmith yesterday. It was missing a few springs, so hopefully I'll have that back in a couple of weeks. We'll be able to do a video on it. Cool. Very good. Sounds like Swamp Fox isn't up to par. I would say it's definitely not up to par. At least not the one I got. I mean, there are people out there. I was watching countless videos, and it seemed more like an advertisement video. You know, they were giving people like 25% coupon discounts and all this other crap. So it was more or less like a kind of like a commercial, an advertisement for the company. So that's not what happened with mine. So hopefully it'll come back and it'll be better. Hopefully. 5 days ago, decade meaning a period of 10 years, especially a period such as 2010 to 2019. All right, cool. Thanks, no mics. Harry, don't ban anybody just yet. Okay. I think everybody's going to be very nice. Kathleen saying a fat shield. It is. It's like a fat shield. Let's see. Kathleen and Harry will ban each other. Perfect. Let's see. Dennis is mad. Surprised you're not getting, you're not going for a Glock 40. You know, let's see. How do I say this nicely about a Glock 44? Of all the things that people have been kind of clamoring for in regards to Glocks, they come out with a 22. Now, some people will sit there and say, oh, it's a great training tool and blah, 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 blah. Maybe it's a good transition tool for young kids to kind of go from a 22 to a 9mm, you know, but why not just start them at a 9mm? You know, I mean, yeah, the recoil is going to be a little sharper, but I think it would be better to start where you want them to start. I mean, you're not going to send them out shooting a 45 right away, but damn it, come on, you know. So I don't know, doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a full size, it's Glock 19 with a 22. But what do I know? Let's see. Harvey Weinstein. Hello, sir. La la la. All right. So Dennis is saying he should have the LTT this week, so we'll have to figure something out. That's fine, dude. No rush. La la la. Let's see. Kathleen's asking about something called revolvers. I don't even know what those are. Harry loves his revolvers. He likes them better than semi-autos, I believe. Let's see. Harry's saying the Glock 44 is a gun nobody wanted, but a ton of people will buy, just like the Glock 42. Yeah, I mean, look, Glock makes things that people buy. It doesn't even matter if they just took a turd and put the word Glock on it and said Glock 96, and they would sell it. People would buy Glock turds. Let's see. The Armsman, rumors of a Glock 49 10 millimeter in the size of a Glock 48. That'd be kind of cool. I would assume it would have to be thicker than a Glock 48, but the same size of a Glock 48, that could be okay, unless it's a single stack. I'm not sure, but the Armsman is saying they're rumors. Let's see. Harry is saying to the Armsman, "I do not believe those rumors, sir." I mean, I don't know. I mean, a 10 millimeter would be nice in some form of modern polymer gun, or like a 10 millimeter that's in a manageable size, not anything that's too big, but not too small. That'd be something that I'd like to have on my radar. And obviously, we've got SHOT Show coming up in January, so I'm sure there's going to be a ton of stuff coming out. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be an M&P 2.0 optics ready model. From what I'm hearing in the wind, so to speak, that's something that has been being worked on and hopefully will be released. Why do I have this stupid thing on? Will hopefully be released very soon for the general public. I think they were using them more for law enforcement, so we'll see how that plays out. But that would be kind of cool. That's something on the radar. Let's see. Two Wheel Man is saying Glock 44 in a long slide MOS version with threaded barrel would be a great pinker. I think you meant to say plinker. One of the things that I'm interested in is that new FN 509 compact. That is also an MRD model, so it's got the red dot optic ready model, which is pretty cool. They have them in black and all FDE, so that is another one on the radar for me. There's just something about the 509. I have the 509 medium size, whatever you want to call it, the 509M, but it's also the MRD. And to me, I think the MRD is probably the best red dot ready handgun out, bar none. I think the way the red dot hooks up to the gun, I think the way they did their system makes a lot more sense. Right out of the box, it's ready. There's not much to do. Yeah, the trigger's, the trigger's shitty, but a couple of springs here and there. Get yourself an M Carbo kit if you want to go on the cheap, and get yourself an Apex trigger when you get more money. And I'm telling you, the gun is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Let's see. Dennis B, how many SIGs are you in inventory now? Let me think. 2. Kathleen saying, I just wish Trijicon made sights for CZ75s. Well, they don't, Kathleen. Get over it. Okay, go buy yourself some True Glows, like I told you to. So Maximus would love to see a PX4 update with some APX features. That would be interesting. And I wonder, one of the biggest, I guess, question marks right now is that if you go on Gunbroker or any online gun store, the APX prices are ridiculous. I mean, they're just so low right now. Yeah, it makes me very suspicious that something is coming because, it seems like they're clearing out all the APX. I could be totally wrong on that. It would be interesting to see what they're going to do. An APX sort of with like a whole, modern update. I don't know if they would do it. Nick is saying, what would I like to see if they changed anything on the APX? If there was anything, I just want them to come out with some damn co-witnessing sites. That's it. I don't think there's much to change. I wish I could show it to you. I don't think there's much to change. I think the trigger is decent. The modularity is really good, so you can put it in any kind of frame you want. I mean, that's why for me, you go with the Centurion. It's the one that makes the most sense because you can always make it also into a compact if you choose to. So the Centurion's the Glock 19 size. You get the compact. Now you got a smaller version of a Centurion. So to me, that's the no-brainer. But honestly, if there was anything I would like to see them change, I don't know. Maybe. God, that's so tough to say because everything out of the box is decent, and there's not much to say. I think the stippling is good. The ergonomics are good. The slide is a little thick, but I don't think it's bad. I really don't. I think right now it's a solid handgun. Let's see. Let's see. No Mike saying I'm hot for the 509 MRD. Yeah, it is a good gun. It really is. I shot it already. I did not shoot it. Did I shoot it with an optic? I can't even remember. I don't think I did. I don't think I did the day I took it. But it was great. And I've already changed the trigger out. So I wasn't going to stick with the stock trigger because I don't like it. I don't like the trigger. I think the trigger shape is not for me. As a matter of fact, right out of the box, it was already pinching my skin on my trigger finger, and I'm not going to do that. So I already switched it out for an Apex trigger kit. I also put an M Carbo kit in there as well. And I got to tell you, man, the thing's awesome. It's awesome. It's my favorite gun right now. Let's see. A lot of people are saying Dan Wesson 10 mils. Yeah, I'm just not spending that kind of money. I mean, if you can do it, great. I'm not going to do that. It's not for me. 509 MRD has a good trigger. It has a decent trigger. I mean, it's not anything to write home about. It's a hard trigger. What I mean by that is, you get to that break and it's a lot of pushing on that or pulling on that trigger to get it to go. It's not very smooth. It was a little grimy. You changed out some springs and now it runs like a dream. I got nothing to complain about. It's probably the second. It's a close second in regards to best trigger that I have right now. Joey's saying he went with the APX compact and used the Centurion mags with the spacer. Yep, you could do that too. So you get the short, it's basically the same exact slide length. The only thing I would do, or what I did was, if I wanted to go smaller, I just have to buy the frame and then the magazines or get spacers, Double B saying, just ordered my first O-Light, picked up a threaded barrel and suppressor height sights from my Glock 45. Nice. That's going to be cool. I do like Glock 45s a lot. No Mike saying, to Pistol Pete, reviews say gritty, heavy, but usable, and it improves. I will believe any personal experience, though. I mean, look, I personally think the 509 trigger was gritty and heavy. And, once you change some stuff out, it goes back to being better. But, you look at the size of the sear spring. I pulled the sear spring out of there. The thing is like a jumbo sear spring. And once you replace that, it definitely reduces the take up on the trigger quite a bit. So. Armsman is saying Beretta should redo the APX carry with the true APX line, features and trigger group different. Yeah, I agree with that. That would be something I would like to see. That to me, that's the only reason why that gun didn't do well. Let's see. So Kathleen's asking me, so if you could only have one what, Kathleen? One coffee, one alcoholic beverage, one firearm? What are you talking about? Be specific. And also, I think this year is going to be my year to maybe, start shooting some rifles again. Yeah, I actually just bought a rifle. So it's sitting right in there. Couldn't help it. Let's see. Kelvin's saying, did you use the Apex 509 assembly tool? I did not. I actually contacted them and basically said I was going to throw the gun at the wall. Could I send it to them, please? So they said you could send it to us, no problem. But I actually got the pin to move. It took a nail punch, and then you basically want to flatten out the bottom. Took a nail punch, literally a roll of tape, and on a concrete floor. That's how I was able to make it move. But just be careful, be careful, because if you slip, you're going to screw it up. Let's see, Kathleen, firearm. If I can only have one, I don't know. It's too hard to say. There's so many good ones. I mean, right now I'm really super fancy up on that 509 MRD. I just think the way that gun shot and just the improvement I was able to make on the trigger and the springs, I love that freaking gun. It's fantastic. So I don't know. Anything more coming down the pipe? Nah. Yeah, it's just like a plinking gun. It's actually a gun my son shoots. Which, by the way, I hope you like the picture I used tonight. So, I've been getting on my son's case. He's 14 years old, and I've been telling him he's got to get into the gym. He plays sports. He plays lacrosse, and he's about 100 pounds soaking wet. He's about 5'10", so he's a tall string bean. So I got on his case, got him in the gym today, and I started taking pictures of him, making fun of him. So that's what you're supposed to do, right? Really builds up that self-esteem. So I got him in the gym. So he's working out finally. Finally got that New York Safe AR. No, I did not. I'm not, I didn't do that. But what I am looking at doing, and maybe you guys may have some experience with this. So initially, I was looking at that AR Safe, whatever. I can't remember what it's from. And I was looking at him like, I went back and forth. But then I started looking at Fight Light, and you guys, I'm sure, know about the SCR series. And now they're selling lowers with wooden stocks. So they look kind of cool. And it's basically a hunting lower or sporting stock. And then you just put whatever upper you want on it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, so I might be doing something like that, but I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Nick saying if you could only have one, it'd be Beretta 92. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what my no just my one would be. Not sure. I've been absolutely not sure. There's just so many good things. And the sad part is we can't show anything. I mean, it's just so stupid. Yeah, and the SCR is kind of interesting. I just have to kind of communicate with them and find out, whatever they're selling as the lower, is there anything else I need to buy extra in order to hook it up to an upper? Because I'll tell you, those lowers are expensive, man. They're like $650. And I know some of you are saying, oh my God, but that's what you have to do. And then I can put anything I want on the rifle because it doesn't have a pistol grip and all this other crap. Yeah, Harry's reporting me to child services. Yeah, it's basically called I forget what it's called. I don't even remember. Sometimes you got to take your kids and humble them a little bit, because he's like one of these young, full of testosterone 14-year-olds, who thinks he's tougher than he is and stronger than he is. So dear old dad had to kind of, give him a little humility today in that gym. Double B is saying, look up JJFU. He makes ARs like that. I will have to look that up. There are companies that make wooden AR handguns. Might be kind of cool. Yeah, like I said, and I think the best part of it is that it's a complete lower. So it's not just the stock; it's the entire lower. So I think that's why I'm kind of looking at it. I mean, it's a little bit pricey. So if I go with the lower, it's going to be probably a few months before I can buy the upper. So we'll see. Nick is saying with Fight Light, you also need their bolt carrier group. I see. Yeah, and I think what I was reading, that's like $200 extra. So I don't know. Like I said, I've got to look at it. I've got to see how I'm going to fund it, and then go from there. And don't get me wrong, I've been hitting them up saying, "Hey, man, New York Gun Channel, why don't you help me out?" And all I hear are crickets. So I don't think that's helping. Harry's or the Armsman saying he's considering the Q5 steel as his next purchase. Yeah, I like those too, man. I'd like to shoot one of those. I think that'd be kind of cool. Delta Level Defense 556 other. Yeah, that's cool too. The PPQ is a good handgun still. I just think it's getting a little bit old, and what I mean by that is that it needs a refreshing. I mean, the PPQ has been out for a while, and it's probably one of the best out of the box trigger guns you're going to find, and I think that was one of its saving graces for a long period of time. But I think ultimately it needs a bit of a refreshing. I think it has to be refreshed, just like anything else. If it's been out for a while, then you want to try to change it. You want to try to get it updated, and that would be kind of nice to see that. So the other day, I actually went shooting. I shot a couple of large firearms, rifles, and I think many of you know I shot an M1 Grand. I shot a Mosin Nagant, and then some Swedish, like a K a something. I don't even know what it was. And that's what kind of got my interest back into shooting the rifles and doing some long range stuff. It's just a lot of fun, you know. Unfortunately, I'm a lefty, so of course those right bolt actions suck for lefties. But guess what? I bought a right-handed bolt action the other day. Can't wait. Rabbi Jesus, sup, homie? Can't stay. Happy New Year. Much love. Big gay man on man. My friend Rabbi, I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. You're a funny guy. Let's see. Keenan saying he loves the PBQ 45. Guy comment saying like the P365 SAS. Yeah, I just am not into that SAS thing. PPQ and P99 was awesome. I had a P99. That was a fantastic handgun. You know, and you can't find them. They discontinued them, but I wish I would have kept that. That single action trigger on the P99 was amazing. I think it was slightly better than the PPQ actually. So let's see. La la la. Wow. So I might be able to hook you up at a dealer pricing for a fight light, but it need to be shipped to an North Carolina FFL. Well, let's see. You figure I don't think they charge any shipping from them to the North Carolina FFL. And I don't know how much would your North Carolina FFL charge to ship it to mine. I mean, I don't care if I have to pay an extra $70 if I'm saving, you know, over $100. That'd be great, you know. But it all depends on how that goes. And can we do that? Is that a straw purchase? Oh my God, are we allowed to say that? You know, those loopholes that they always talk about. Let's see. Let's see. I agree Walther should make some changes on their PPQ. Yeah, it's just, you know, it just needs an update. It needs a refreshing. You know, after a while, you kind of look at some of these guns and you're like, geez, it would be nice if they would just refresh the gun a little bit. And I think it's needed. I think it's absolutely needed. Let's see. Young Gun saying he picked up his Langdon Tactical Beretta 92 Centurion yesterday. It's sweet. I bet it is. I bet it is. I haven't taken that the M9 out in forever. I really should take that out. But I got what do I got to shoot? I've shot everything. I shot the APX RDO. Great gun. I love the APX, man. It's such a good gun. The 509 MRD is just. But you know what though? I don't know if I'd feel the same about the MRD if I didn't do some of the work, you know, and that's one thing that I would always say is that, you know, when you're buying a gun out of the box, it's pretty good. It's a pretty solid offering. Is it the best? I don't think it's the best, but I'm telling you, you know, I'm a huge, huge, huge fan and supporter of Apex, and I am absolutely 100% a huge supporter and fan now of M Carbo. They do some really good spring work, and they do it on the cheap. So I would support both those companies because they just make great products. They're extremely reliable from what I've seen and what I've shot. And I've got no complaints. And their customer service is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to get myself some M Carbo stuff for my M9A3 and do some work on that. So we'll see. The only thing is you got to kind of polish everything. I don't really want to polish stuff, you know, lazy. What's up, Fresh? How's it going, man? It's been a while. Oh, Vanessa Kitty's here. Oh, hula hoops holes are more real than theirs. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Very good. Very true. Very true, Harry. Man, Harry knows his gun laws. Fresh Alice saying PPQ M1. Yeah, I did like the paddle release on the P99. I like that. I do love cheap. Cheap is good. You know, one of the things that I would always say about cheap is that cheap doesn't necessarily mean shit. And cheap sometimes means really good. If you guys checked out the holster video today from you know, Mid-Atlantic Holsters, I mean, they make great holsters, and it's not expensive. You know, and if again you're budget conscious and you want to be able to get as a starter, to me that's the way to go. Go cheap. You know, and some people say, well, you know, buy once, cry once, but you know, I think sometimes you got to be a little more reasonable and practical. You know, when you're making an investment in handgun, yes, you want to get a good holster. I would say get a decently priced holster for your first one and buy a really good belt, you know, and then at that point, go up to better holsters after that. Bagger Bro, what's up? How's it going? New. You're new to the channel. I've never seen your name before, sir. All right. Well, welcome. Nice to see you or hear you or see your writing or whatever. So what do I got in the bag coming up soon? We're gonna extend this anyway because we're not gonna end at 9. We're gonna end around 9:15ish or so because we started late. But I've got the RDO video I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an update on that. And let me tell you, my shooting that day absolutely sucked. It was atrocious. It was horrible. I was shooting a red dot. I have no business shooting with a red dot on camera because it's horrible. It's a bad experience. So I definitely need some more work on that. So you're going to see it firsthand, and then I'm going to do the tabletop of the 509 MRD, and I think honestly that's going to be a cool video because I'm going to show the plate. I'm going to compare the plates, compare that to the APX, the Centurion RDO. And then if I have the P10S in time, I'll actually compare those 3 optic readies, including probably the Masada. So you guys can see all 4 of those and see how, and I might actually do a separate video on those because I still think the 509 has the best setup. Let's see. Yeah, Captain Shark saying, I love polishing stuff. I honestly find it relaxing and rewarding. I've never polished anything, so I'm a little hesitant. I don't want to do anything that's going to make it even, just not work. So, but I don't see how you could screw it up. But then again, Murphy's Law, right? Scott saying Mid-Atlantic holsters aren't perfect, but they're pretty nice. And that's one thing that I've seen. I mean, his first few holsters that I had were okay. They were, they weren't perfect. You're right. They weren't. They had some rough edges. But the one I just got for the Phantom is, I mean, there's nothing to complain about on that holster at all. Nothing at all. And I know the Armsman is in the room, and he, definitely with that metal clip he put on is fantastic. Harry's in the room. If you haven't checked Harry's out, check his out as well. He's got that really slimline metal clip. Fantastic stuff. I have my 509 sitting up there in Harry's holster right now. It's not on camera. Oh my God, but wait, there's a gun. There's a gun right there. Let's see. Kathleen's here we go. Kathleen's bragging about her SP01 again. Just get yourself a Phantom, would you? Stop it already. Let's see. At your price point, it'll do well at the Armsman, and I believe that's the Taurus G2C. Oh, Triple C's here. Hello, sir. Good to see you. I wonder how you're doing now that you can't get any more ammo from Walmart because ammo is evil. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now. Calvin saying he prefers the metal clips on holsters. Honestly, it would be good to see the transition happen. Yeah, I don't think I have. This is one of I'll show you this one. This is one of Harry's early holsters that he sent. This is for Glock 19X. It's now my 19 holster. It works really well. I carry strong side and quite the cant on there. So it works, Captain Shark saying polishing is like pruning trees. Less is often more, and you can always go back to take more off later. That is a very, very good point. Kathleen saying no more plastic, metal. Yes. Yeah, I went through that stage too. It cost me a lot of money too. What's up, the gun snob? How are you? So what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, I got a little toy here. I'm going to show it to you here. Look at that little guy. It's a GoPro. Yeah, I got a GoPro. So I've been playing around with this for a little while. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I got a selfie stick and everything. So maybe I'll just take some selfie videos. But yeah, I've been using this to do the intros in regards to, like the standing videos with the holsters and stuff. So I had to play around with some of the post-production, if you want to call it, what I do that. Because it just came out like crap. So I'm still fixing it, still playing with it. It's pretty cool. It's my first one really. So we'll see how it plays out. So Triple C saying it's going to slow down videos. I may have to shut it down. Nah, don't shut it down, man. You just do whatever you want. Just do something different, Let's see. Do I like double or single clips? It depends. Like if I'm carrying a hybrid holster, I have, you guys know that I'm absolutely dead on with Black Arch holsters. I love their stuff. Their hybrid holsters, I think, are the best on the market. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I have a ton of them, and I love them. So for those, I like the double clip, but for basic Kydex, I just like the single clip. I don't need two, and I don't really carry appendix much. Gun Snob's asking, "Am I going to shot?" I don't think so. I don't have any plans on. I talked to my wife about it to see if she wanted to go to Vegas, and she's like, "Yeah, let's go to Vegas. We'll take the kids. We'll do whatever we want. You can do whatever you want." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But it's all about doing something that is financially advantageous. I don't really know if my channel deserves that because I got I think 11,000 subscribers or something like that. So I don't really know. What am I going to go there for? I think a lot of people go to SHOT Show to kind of rub elbows and do a lot of ass kissing. To be honest with you, I mean, and I don't do that stuff well. I don't. Not a really good marketer of myself, so to speak. Kathleen's asking, do I have a hat camera? No, I do not. Let's see. So Harry's saying, have you seen the leak of the Ruger 5.7? $799 MSRP, basically a Ruger American with 1911 thumb safety. Really? The Ruger American didn't sell that well. Anthony is saying, am I early? You're early about, 46 minutes. Kathleen does not wear holsters. What are you talking about? How do you carry your gun? Do you carry guns, Kathleen? Channel Cat Chase saying, I'm thinking of getting a Taurus Curve. I know you're not a fan, but does anyone here have one? I've seen them. They're interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about their reliability or anything like that. Yeah, guy comment saying Vegas is expensive. Yeah, and that's and I am not the type of personality that wants to go to Vegas. Like some people say, oh, I want to go to Vegas. No, not me. I just want honestly, I want to go to Idaho. I hear it's beautiful out there, and I don't want to be bothered with people. It's funny. Yeah, I agree with Dennis. I'd like to go and look at all the new stuff. I just, Kathleen saying I'm not a people person. It's not that I'm not a people person. I mean, I have friends. I hang out with people all the time. All one of them. But at the same time, like to me, I've tried to keep YouTube in perspective. I've tried not to allow YouTube to consume me as a person. You're not going to see advertisements on my channel every 5 seconds about, hey, go here for this discount. And that I'm never going to do that. Like, I just don't do that. And there are some people and we had this conversation last week, the gun community, where they are basically all they do is just, they have their little clique of people. They all support each other. I think there's a little bit of fraud going on in some of those circles, which I'm not going to, get into. But, nonetheless, that's just not for me. That's not what I do. That's not what I do this for. I do it for fun. I do it to have conversations. I do it to learn. Every once in a while I get lucky because I get something. But other than that, that's it, man. Gun Snob saying it's going to be his first shot, so he's excited. I hope you have fun. I'd like to go because I'd like to talk to a couple of gun companies in general. For example, Caracal. I'm supposedly getting my gun back in January, so I haven't heard from him. And I reached out to him the other day, and I still haven't heard anything. So I'm a little bit antsy about that. Let's see. Harry is saying, I'll second that about Black Arch hybrid holsters are the best on the market. Lots of details pretty much all hybrids don't have. I agree. The best. They are the best. And I've had some other hybrid holsters, but they are the best, no doubt. Arms been saying, whatever reason, I feel like Ruger frequently makes bad decisions in their manufacturing. I think every gun manufacturer is somehow susceptible to being stupid. I think I think certain manufacturers don't listen. They do whatever the hell they want because they can. So let's see. Gun Snob saying mountains are greater than Vegas. I agree. I agree with that, sir. Dennis saying I'm advertising for Adidas. Yeah, I'm advertising for Adidas and also the Hair Club for Men. So that's my sponsor for tonight, actually. Yeah, it's funny. And technically, I'm actually advertising for all of these stickers on the back. So I mean, you just have to look at the stickers here. You got basically a million things here. Let's see. See Kim saying to Keenan, he just got back from Montana. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've watched videos on Idaho, and there's something about Idaho, man. I don't know what it is. It just seems like it's such a free place. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just there. Let's see. Arms is saying too many channels sound like commercials begging for money and only read super chats. Yeah, that's true. Matter of fact, before I got on here, I was actually watching a chat somebody who will remain anonymous, and there were people giving him like $50, like $50. It's unbelievable. Look at all these sponsors I'm getting. I'm getting Rogaine sponsorship. Dennis B is more like Dollar Shave Club. Yep. Freshly shaved. I actually just shaved my head today. I like it. Looks good. Hopefully you're not getting bald by the light that's up on the ceiling. Gun Snob is calling me a crappy shill for a hair club. Yes, sir. I am. Yep. That's funny. So, yeah. So, I mean, I've got a couple of things coming. I'm going to start actually this year in 2020. I'm going to start shooting some rifles again, put them on camera. I just picked up a rifle that I had been looking at for a while, actually. I was kind of hesitant because I am a lefty shooter with rifles. So there's always that concern, your face is on the side of the ejection and all that other crap. But I've shot lots of rifles that are not for lefties, So, so I did. I wound up picking up a Savage 110 Scout. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love, if you guys know the channel and you know me, I like the Scout setup. I like having the scope forward. And I gotta get a feeling for the scope. I already put the scope on there, but I'm not happy with it. It's not giving me enough eye relief. Actually, it's too much eye relief, actually. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that. Maybe have to pick up a real good Scout scope. So I'll have to save money for that. But so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And I did not go 308. I know that might seem a shock because the typical Scout rifle is, I think it's under 8 pounds and it has to have a 308 caliber, but I chose not to do that. I actually went with a 223 just because of the caliber, and because I had some issues with my face not too long ago, actually. I know this face, beautiful face. So I can't necessarily shoot long-term, big, heavy calibered rifles. And so I went with the 223 instead. So, and plus I figured if I go the route of building an SCR from Fight Light, then I'm just going to be able to have those rounds for both guns. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, the bolt is nice and smooth. The trigger, I love that Accu trigger. Or I think that's what they call it, right? The Accu trigger. And then the Accu stock. I mean, it's nice. You'll be able to set it up any way you want. Low cheek weld, high cheek weld. It's pretty cool. It is a very nice gun. A very nice gun. It's got a muzzle brake on it. Those are actually legal because it's a bolt action, which is so funny. Oh, thanks, Ohio Gear Guy. $4.99. Thank you, sir. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Guy comments asking what caliber. So it's 223. So I know for some people they might say, oh, why'd you get that? But you know what? I have to do what I have to do for this old, beautiful face of mine. So I had some issues with the nerves on this side of my face. So yeah, I've got to be careful with that. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, and then, I'm going to take out some of my old lever action guns and start shooting those again. So in due time, when things get warmer, got a good outdoor range I'm going to be going to shoot those rifles at. So it should be pretty fun. Although the range officer is kind of a douche, but you know how that is. You guys know how that is sometimes, right? So we've got about 6.5 minutes left. So if you have any questions, let's take some questions. We'll go from there. But like I said, I've got a bunch of handguns coming up, a couple of rifles I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to get those done. I got to get a good Scout scope. If not, I'm going to have to shoot it with the irons. So Kathleen's asking, have I ever shot a 30-30? Kathleen, I thought you were a fan of this channel. If you were, you'd know that I'm a huge, huge lever action guy. And to me, the only round for lever action is a 30-30. Now, somebody might say 45-70 or whatever, but I'm a 30-30 guy. The ballistics of a 30-30 are very, very similar to a 7.62 by 39. So that's why I like it. That's why I like it. Dennis says, I'm on the fence between new bolt or lever action. Well, it's hard to say. I mean, you look at a Marlin, you're getting 6 rounds. You look at a bolt, for example, the one I have is 10 rounds. So you've got 4 more rounds. The action's a little bit different, obviously. I think it's easier. The lever's an easier action than a bolt action. But again, you got to be reasonable. Like I said, it's if you're one of those guys who wears like tactical pants everywhere you go and all this other shit, then you're never going to be happy with a bolt action rifle or a lever action. But for me, I enjoy it. I like them. Triple C saying, I'd like to see a few of your long guns in future videos. Yeah, you're going to see some, but not all. Any new metal guns? No, sir. Not for a while. Florian saying my M1 Grand coming in from CMP. I love the M1 Grand. I love that gun. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do I like magwell upgrades? It depends. If I was going to put a magwell on a handgun, I don't want it to be this big, ginormous, like the shape of the Stanley Cup at the bottom of your handgun. I'd want it to be very streamlined, very small, very slim, but still usable, serviceable. So I don't mind them, but to carry concealed wise, is it really advantageous? I don't know. And if it's small enough, then yes. If it's too big, then absolutely not. Ripcord saying he spent over 30 days in Idaho years ago. My time spent in the prairies and mountains. Go if you ever have the chance. Beautiful state to visit. Yeah, it's on my bucket list, man. Definitely want to go. CX4 carbine. I've never tried that. They're actually currently illegal in New York State. Yeah. So the GunStop saying Winchester 94 is greater than all other lever guns. The Winchester's nice, but the reason why I like the Marlin is the side ejection port. I like that better. Triple saying it's okay if I only have 2. I've lost a few in boats, man. I'm just not a good boater. A lot of them have sunk. Harry, good night, buddy. Take care of yourself. Happy New Year, buddy. So does the 30-30 kick much? Like to try that? I don't think it kicks much at all. I mean, it's not, it kicks like any other rifle, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's something that you're going to say, shit, that was too powerful. Now you go 45-70, it's a little different. But the 30-30 is not that much of a punch. It's more like a steady push, and it also depends on how you hold the gun. But no, I don't think it's bad. It's totally manageable. But again, everybody's different. The best way to understand is to go out and find somebody who has one and shoot it. I always thought like shooting a Mosin Nagant was going to kill me. And I shot one the other day and I loved the damn thing. Thing was awesome. Shot great. Any more thoughts on the Hellcat? Stupid. I think it's a stupid gun. I don't know. I think the name is freaking stupid. Hey, what are you carrying? I'm carrying my Hellcat. That's right, man. My tactical pants, my tactical holster, and my Hellcat. It's just it's fucking stupid. Sorry, guys, if you're a Hellcat fan. So the GunStop saying top ejection is better than side ejection. That might be true, but when you're a lefty shooting a rifle, it's not. It's much better to have the right-sided ejection pattern. Yeah, Dennis B is saying it's not bad at all. Very easy to shoot. Anthony Lamastro's meowing because of the Hellcat. Yeah, I just, I'm not a fan of those guns. And I think, Kathleen, you say it best, small guns suck for me, too snappy. And I don't like them. I was actually talking to a friend of mine. We were at the gun shop, and we were talking about concealing, and his wife was there, and she was buying like a Sig P 238 or whatever the hell it was, 238. And then he's like, hey, man, I just bought a 365. I love it. It's so easy to carry. He's like, what are you carrying? I said, well, I'm carrying a Glock 19. So he's like, well, how are you carrying a Glock 19? I think it's so big to carry. I'm like, it's not. It's perfect. It's like the perfect size to carry, in my opinion. Armson saying 45 Hellcat for SHOT Show. Keenan saying Hellcat is selling a lot, but I don't see the appeal. I think what's selling it is the amount that you can put in the gun, the size of it. The XDS Mod 2 was not bad. I didn't like what they did with the grip safety on it. I wish Springfield would just go away from the grip safety completely. Um, have you ever shot a 30-30 BFR? They are awesome. I don't know what a BFR is. I don't know what that is. You'd have to tell me because I'm not sure, and I don't want to say yes if I haven't done it. So, yeah, like I said, the Hellcat, I just don't know. I mean, maybe they should have done something with their XDS mod too, and done it that way, because now you have a really small subcompact and a really small subcompact, you know? So it was almost like an afterthought. It's like, hey, let's just refresh the XDS mod too, and then a year later come out with this thing called the Hellcat. And again, like the name is absolutely stupid. You know, like they have the XD mod 2, the XDS, the XDE, and the Hellcat. Let's see. Oh, it's a revolver. No, I've never shot a 30-30 revolver. That must be kind of cool. Yeah, the M&P 2.0 subcompact, it basically all it is M&P 9C. That's all it is. It's just with the new upgrades, the new texturing, the steel running through the blower. Other than that, it's an identical size handgun. So if you have a 9C and you want to get something a little bit modern, sort of after the 2.0, then you get the 2.0 subcompact, because that's all it is. Let's see. So you don't like the new Easy 9. I don't like it either. I mean, it's got like 42 safeties on it. I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan of it. You know, like I said, why? Again, I only speak for myself. I'm not trying to speak for anybody else. And I give a lot of people get butthurt. I mean, the biggest butthurt video I have right now is still that Walther CCP. There are so many people that like wish me death based on that video. And I just, first off, the Easy 9, if you're going to do that, just get a shield. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Now, the shield slide's a pain in the ass to rack. We know that, but I still think the shield's better. And going back to that CCP video, my God, the amount of hatred that fucking video has generated for me is unbelievable. Like, I honestly have thought about buying, the second generation of them just to run it again and see what happens. Because I just wonder, like, why people get so angry. It's just my opinion. I shot the gun and the gun sucked. It was horrible. That gun has no good qualities at all, except for the ergonomics. And people got so pissed with that. And I laughed. All I can do is laugh when people like say, "Oh, we wish you death 1,000 times over." It's like, chill out, man. It's just a gun video. And then I look at some of the other people who've made the CCP videos, and I kind of find it funny because they're all saying it's the best gun ever. But then you watch 92 of their videos and they're saying the same damn thing all the time. And so if you watch all my videos, I really don't have many negative videos on any guns. The Canex didn't work out. My P10 didn't work out initially, although I do have a compact in there and it's working out great right now. And the CCP. I mean, that CCP was such dog shit. And to me, it's a disgrace to the Walther name brand. And I will stick to that till the end. Let's see. Yeah, Loophole VXR Scout line. Yeah, I was looking at Loopholes. I was looking at what else was I can't remember what else. But God, I was like, God, everything's so expensive, and I am a cheap bastard. So just give me like a $50 scope. But that's not gonna happen. Research the Beretta ARX. Wondering since you're getting more. I will look into that as well. But if it's a Beretta and it's a rifle, it's probably super duper expensive. I think Smith should add the wings on more of the slides to help. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be kind of, a la VP9, I think that could help. But I'll be honest with you, the Matus, the 2.0s, their slides are very easy to actuate. Now, the shield is not. It's not. It's very tightly sprung. Let's see. People get hung up on their brand or model, which is kind of interesting because I'm a huge Walther fan. Like, I've never said anything bad about Walther. I've had a P99. I've had like 3 PPQs. I love their guns, but the CCP was garbage. Absolutely garbage. You became the not poster boy for the CCP. That is very true. And then Pistol Pete said, don't forget the Caracal. Yeah, that was a horrible experience. So I'm hopefully when I get it back, I hope it changes. I hope it does, because if not, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed off. So I'm supposedly getting it back in January, but I did email them. God, maybe it may have been this weekend. That's why I didn't hear from them back. But they supposedly had said, we got everything working out, and hopefully it'll be back to you by the beginning of January. They asked me if I was going to SHOT Show. I guess they're going to go out there. I told them, yeah, if you guys want to pay for me to go out there, it'd be great. But I didn't get any airfare or hotels paid for, so I'm not going. Clint is saying ARX isn't New York compliant. You're probably right. If there's a detachable magazine, it's not. When will Smith get rid of the stupid hinge trigger? When Glock redesigns their Glocks. Dennis, be a great chat. Have a good week. Peace out, bitches. Dennis, have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. And I hope it's a healthy one for you, sir. All right. So we are going to close this down. I think we got up to about 55 people tonight. So that's kind of cool. Thank you for joining me. Again, I kind of step out of doing these live chats and then step back in. No, Mike's got a question. Quick, 2.0 compact or 509 MRD? Damn it, Mike. I actually asked myself that question too, because I kept going back and forth. I love my 2.0 compact. So I was looking at the full FDE compact as well, or even a 3.6. And when I looked at the prices of 509 MRD, the difference in price was about literally $250 difference, anywhere from $250 to $300 difference. But I wanted to try it. I just wanted to get a Glock 19 size 509 because I like the full size 509 quite a bit. So I went with the MRD, and I couldn't be happier. It's very interesting because when you compare the two handguns, the MRD and the 2.0 compact are so much alike in so many different ways. It's amazing. They really, really resemble each other quite a bit. And I have to say, those are two of my favorite handguns. I mean, I would pick both of those over a Glock 19 any day of the week. Now, if you ask me if I can only carry one in a hellhole, then I'd take my Glock 19, but that's another discussion. So let's see. So everybody's wishing everyone Happy New Year's. Again, guys, I wish all of you Happy New Year. I want to thank every single person who has subscribed to this humble New York-based channel where we're now over 11,000 subscribers. I'm extremely appreciative of it all. And I hope you guys keep watching. I hope you guys keep supporting. And if you haven't checked any of these other people's channels out, check them out. Support the gun culture, not the community. Support the culture, folks. Because the culture is what we need to start embracing and start pushing in our daily lives. So I don't know if we're doing a chat on Wednesday. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So we're going to find out. But stay tuned. I'm going to try to get the APX RDO video out before New Year's. And then hopefully you guys can enjoy that. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. Stay safe. And as always, everyone, freedom is never free.